Folks, it's finished. Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Chelsea 0, or should I say Chelsea 0, Wolves 0, at Stamford Bridge this evening. My name is Dave from Talking Wolves, giving my thoughts on this evening's game. I hope you guys are keeping well and safe, and let me know your thoughts on today's match in the comments section down below. You know what? Wolves had to work hard today. Maybe we allowed the pressure on ourselves a little bit too much, but I think with the current state of things and how our results have been in recent times, I think we'll take a clean sheet and I think we'll take a point. We avoided the sort of almost certain manager bounce that I think we expected Chelsea to have after the appointment of Thomas Tuchel. So I think I'm fairly satisfied with the point. The performance is a different thing, which we will talk about. The team was quite an intriguing one, really. We saw Rui Patricio starting goal. As expected, Wolves stick with the back five of Aït-Nouri to start, with Semedo at right wing back, and then we saw Cody Kilman and Willy Boly at centre back, and Neves Dendoncker in the middle, and then we saw a front three of Neto, Dharma and Daniel Podence. Great to see, obviously, Daniel Podence back in the squad, and of course, fantastic to see Willian José on the bench, and we saw him in a Wolves shirt for the first time as well. First 15-20 minutes or so, I was worried because Wolves just could not get control of the ball whatsoever. We didn't have a kick, and I thought this is going to be an extremely long evening for Wolves. We grew into the half slowly but surely, had a couple of counter-attacks and so on. I felt our decision making as a whole today in both halves was a little bit off. I think, on another day, if we're sort of tightening up on those decisions and final balls, we have a half a chance of winning. You know what? Arguably today we came closest to scoring as well in the second half, which we'll talk about shortly. But yeah, overall, I thought the first half, we saw the possession stats. It was all Chelsea. But I think Nuno's obvious plan was to sit deep, absorb that pressure, and if we could get them on the counter-attack. We saw a very, very similar thing when we played against Sarri's Chelsea 2 years ago at Stamford Bridge, and it worked almost to perfection. So, yeah, you know what? First half wasn't great. We had the free kick as well, which I felt, I know Ruben Neves will think he'll be able to do better with. But as a whole, we did okay. A lot of the play came through Callum Hudson-Odoi on the right-hand side for Chelsea. And they seemed to target young Aït-Nouri quite a lot. And Aït-Nouri, for me, did struggle today a little bit. Possibly that's why he was withdrawn at half-time. That's what I'm assuming. He didn't look like he had a knock of any sorts. But I thought Nelson Semedo had a good half. So full credit to him today. I think he really showed today. There's a lot of doubters about his defensive ability, and I think he showed he has got that today. I think he showed that, and for second half to move him over to the left hand side, I still think he did a good job. Chelsea got in behind him a couple of times, but dealt with things quite well. And yeah, second half, the longer the half went on, it sort of opened up, didn't it? Both teams had opportunities. The closest Wolves came was actually hitting the bar. Pedro Neto sort of scooped it over the goalkeeper. If I'm completely honest, I think Daniel Podence, who played the ball in, was offside anyway. I don't think it would have counted. And especially with Lee Mason on VAR, no chance that was going to be counted. They would have scrutinised that one to the very millimetre. But yeah, Chelsea, relied a lot on Callum Hudson-Odoi to get those balls into the area. I think Tuchel as a whole will probably be fairly satisfied with the team performance, other than they're not scoring a goal. They dominated large parts of the game, but Wolves defended very resolutely, and I take my hat off to Nuno for sorting that out. A lot of people are complaining, which is fair enough. A lot of people, as a football fan, you want to see your team play attacking and entertaining football. A lot of people complaining today, which I can certainly see the reasons why, especially after our drab performances recently. However, saying that, this is the way we've played against most top 6 teams, to be honest. Over the last 2 or 3 years, we've played like this against Chelsea before. We've played like this against Manchester United before. So it doesn't really surprise me. And I remember last year in the Europa League playing like this against the teams like Besiktas, and we left it late. We managed to absorb all the pressure and scored on a counter-attack. And like I said, we were closest to scoring, and we created opportunities to do so. Later on in the second half as well, Willian José came on, so it was great to see him finally in a Wolves shirt. Big guy, looks a really good presence. Didn't really get on the ball much, to be fair. He was on the ball in the area after a set piece. I was hoping he was going to sort of turn and get a shot away, because it looks like he's got some sheer power that he can get behind the ball, but that wasn't the case. And our other best chance really was a great ball over the top, then Donker in a bit of space. and he just sort of not miscontrolled it, but just couldn't get the first touch quite right on that. But like I said, some of the last-ditch tackles, Kilman coming in today. I'm not too sure what's happening with Romain Saiss at the moment. Looks like, or I saw a little tweet that he may have a knock. But who knows, because you'd argue that he's been one of our, well, possibly our best defender this season. But Kilman came in and did a stellar job, I think. It's a little bit worried in the first half when you had quite a lot of inexperience on that left-hand side. It ain't Nori and Kilman, but Cody and Bolly, I thought were fantastic today. Keanu Hoover we didn't really see much of, but I thought Nelson Semedo was superb as well. Then Donkin Neves did all the dirty work, what you expect really. Patricio commanded his area quite well and pulled off one or two decent stops. The front three I just wanted to see possibly contribute a little bit more. Look, every time they were on the ball, to be fair, there was no one really around them, and I think that's the sort of ongoing issue with Adama Traore. Just off the ball, his movement is very, very limited. But saying that, I said throughout the first half, we need to get him on the ball more. And when we did in the second half, Chelsea found it very, very difficult to defend against him. He drew a couple of fouls, which on another day Wolves could have capitalised on. But look, I think I said it after the Chorley game, or I said it, on a couple of different streams. The Chorley game was very disappointing. I think a lot of people know that. But it's so hard to judge the team's Premier League performances off that, really. This is a completely different kettle of fish and different level of game. Tonight is the one to judge on the back five. And in terms of what Nuno wanted it to do, it worked. In terms of keeping a clean sheet, which is massive for the club. Now, the plaudits, you'll get given the plaudits if we can go and beat Crystal Palace. If we can get 3 wins out of 3 against Crystal Palace when we play them at 3 o'clock on Saturday, then I'll be a happy Wolves fan. But today I can sort of appreciate the situation Nuno was in. We had to go back to basics to try and grind a result out here, and we've done that. But like I said, I think if Wolves pushed forward anymore or attacked anymore, we would have got done on the counter-attack 100%. But for me, I'm satisfied with a point. We could have won it if we wanted to. But yeah, positives there for sure. But there are also big areas for Nuno to work on. Let me know your thoughts on the game, guys, in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. The final word, I'll fingers crossed try and get sorted for tomorrow evening. It may be a slightly later one, but keep your eyes out for that. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you all very, very soon.